Digga-digga-doo. My friend, thank you for becoming a member. If you are here watching this in the future, that's because you've become a member. These eventually will, I guess, get opened up to all the public. I don't really know how YouTube works. I need somebody to help me with it. Other than that, what I would definitely say is if you've become a member and you're enjoying these, I have to thank you because one, you're supporting this channel and you're supporting me by means of when we get a buck here, buck two here or there. It doesn't just go into my pocket. YouTube takes a cut apparently, and then it goes directly to a bank account that I'm never going to touch. What I would like to do is make a little bit of money, start stacking that from this channel, do my best, put money into it also, and then become a 501c, be able to start doing some pretty cool things around my neighborhood, my community by opening up a music center and give the youths something to do that is fun and altruistic. So I don't know, I'm digging on it. Something to do. If you are here, hey Mark, how you doing? Rachel, aloha, hello. Mark, welcome, and I'm glad that. How was Pigeon Forage? What'd you get into? I bet you ate some good food too. Man, I wish I could remember the name of that little podunk restaurant right there on the main strip. So good. They serve like apple dumplings too. Gosh, so good. I gotta say, did you go to the Apple Barn? I would say that's probably my. Oh wait a minute, is that a Pigeon Forge or is that a Gallagher? I'm sure if you're from the South though, Mark, you know of that. You know of it, right? I hope. If not, that might be another good family trip. If you've been there, you'll get it, but it's as hokey as it sounds. The Apple Barn. Everything's apple. Apple fritters, apple sauce, apple fried, everything. So delicious. Well, let's see here. I think the whole purpose of today is I'm going to write you a song, and if Rachel, Mark, you are the only ones here, then maybe we could write a song together, which would be a lot of fun. There might be some people who pop on here that want to become members that might join us here in the future, but as it stands, I think there's like 12 people who are members, which is pretty cool. What I'm hoping to do is be able to devote enough attention to each individual that it takes time to do this, because this is a music education channel. And then eventually, I don't know, the sky's the limit. But yeah, that community service thing of doing I don't know, every city I've ever been to has always had some sort of music community where you would rent a room for like $50 or $100, and everybody would chuck up like $20 if you had it, $50, and then everybody would play some music for a couple hours. Each one of these would have like 10, 15 rooms, like 4 or 5, 5, 6, 8 of them were stocked with equipment for, just the basics. But it's a lot of overhead. So I've started to collect instruments and patch cables and everything. My total goal is this, and if it never happens, then so be it. But I think it will. When I put my mind to something, it happens. Plus, I've got the love of my wife, Rachel, and she does a great job of keeping us centered. So centered enough. Other than that, I would say that. Mark, do you have time right now to take out your ukulele? Hey, Robin. Thank you for becoming a member. I appreciate you being here. Yeah, I was just saying to those folks who decide to show up for these, we like to write songs and like figure out where you are as a student and as a player of music, and if your skill level exceeds mine, help me. and if we're on the same playing field, let's just discuss music and have a vocabulary and do some cool stuff together. Mark has already taken me up on this, Raba. If you want to, my email is bookingwago, Hana Hou, all one word, bookingwagohanahou @gmail.com. Just take a video of yourself, upload it to YouTube, playing your instrument or whatever, or asking questions musically. Please keep it, PC. And then I'll do my best to give you any information and show you what might be the next step in your journey and help you get there along the way. I just view it as a great service to give people who believe in this this channel. There are 2 different membership levels. One is ridiculous, like $39.99. What I'm hoping is if 3, 4, 5 people have X amount of money and that $40 a month is not like a big deal to them, it would extremely change my world. It would allow me to fix all these instruments that I've been saving. I mean, I'll show you. Why not? I've got a couple ukuleles that I want to send to some subscribers. I've got bags missing zippers that could put instruments in. This is my vina. I would love to be able to take this home and start playing it along with my sitar. Other than that, I try to influence music for all my different students. I've got students of every race, religion, creed. And then I teach them whatever syllabus that their parents and or if they're an adult want to learn. The nicest guitar I own is this Gretsch that the Big Island Guitars help provide. But I've got one of each that I would play. I've got like a baklava, mandolin, banjo, a guitar, acoustic, and electric. So I don't have like 7 or 8 or 10 of everything. I've got one, like, that's my drum set that I keep here. I've got a bass amp. I've got a guitar amp. Ooh, actually, I only have the PV, but it doubles. The piano is not mine, but I have a piano at home, and then I've got a miscellaneous amount of percussion instruments onto which I keep up in storage in a room that I rent, which is temperature controlled. I've been collecting books to educate myself, and long story short is I have enough for a cute little music library that I would put in said community center. I'm probably one of few on this island that has thousands of songs that are Hawaiian Olelo songs that I'm learning a completely different language. Right now I've got a few different types of students, like I'm learning the Chinese sanshin, which is a 3-stringed instrument, much like the ukulele that's played with a big old plectrum pick. So I am experiencing music through the eyes of being in a perfect place where I could express myself as just being a wholesome individual. And this channel really kind of pulls it all together, because I'm hoping that the material that I put on this channel that people will enjoy, not now, but even for years to come. I don't think the fact that a C major is going to ever go away. So I think the little niche that I've got here might be interesting. I'm not sure if it's original. I've checked out the interwebs and stuff. Nobody quite does it like me. I guess I hate saying that, but then again, there must be, because nobody's really original. Other than that, the whole purpose of this channel is to connect on a more personal level, get to know each other, and then help each other thrive. I'd like to introduce you to other channels which do the same thing. They've got live music, they work on music education, and or they're just funny individuals that enjoy their lives. Yeah, I would love to. Mark, you have your ukulele. Rava, if you would like to, whatever instrument you have, join along. We're just going to be talking about family chords and how to use something called the major harmonic progression to view music as being something tangible, that you could start today going, I know that chord, put it with this chord, start a rhythm, put some lyrics to it, give a feeling, enjoy your day. That's how it is. So yeah, I would say, those of us in the chat right now, let's throw out a key signature. What key do we want to play in? All J's. That's not good. I get to clean. Yeah, I would love to write a song. We're going to pick a key signature and we're going to pick a time signature. And once doing that, it's going to define kind of the feeling and where we're going. And Rachel, you could be a part of this as well, if you want. Cleaning like an adult. I made a mess, now I'm cleaning it like an adult. Yeah, cleaning it like an adult. Let's see, I went looking for a book on music and then found Wago. Yeah. I'm an open book too, so hopefully you can read it as well, ask questions. But looking for a book on music, then I found Wago. Yeah, really is. So yeah, let me just throw this over here. So I would say we could do something right along the lines of this. Whenever we draw a circle, it's giving us this concept that we're going to be writing out notes. These are our family chords. Now, the reason why family chords are super important, anybody in the comment section that's watching this thoroughly going through here, we would have something like our major. C major, when we talk about the 7 notes in a diatonic scale, we're talking about do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, and do. When we play these, I like to show them through the Roman numeral system because this allows me to see a major and a minor construct. My Roman numerals being expressed as a V as a 5 and an I as a 1. We also have an X as a 10, but we're not even going to talk about that right now. When we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7th is our diminished. The uppercase numbers would allude that this is going to be a major, C major. The next note being a D minor. As in the key of C major, there are no sharps and flats. So I would write C, D, E, F, G, A, and then B, and then a little bitty diminished mark right after there. You can put a dot or a little bitty circle. Just make sure it's up in the tip, tap. The whole point of this is to see these notes as being our do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. And when we look at the circle of fifths, it's a tool or a mechanism like a calculator. So, I hate saying it, but if you're really serious about writing some fun music or doing some analyzation, this is one of the best ways to do it. Some people put the relative minor, which is always going to be the 6th of the key. This is our tonic. This is our subtonic. This is our mediant, subdominant, dominant, submediant. Our submediant is called the natural minor, which is a 1, 2, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 6, flat 7, 1. All music is viewed through the eyes of the major. So when we convert any key into a minor, we would flatten those. If this wasn't C major, but C minor, we would have C, D, E flat as we flatten the 3rd. F, G, A flat, and then B flat. When we look at these notes as not just being the 7 notes that are inside of a scale, but we look at them as having 12 notes. These notes then become our chromatic scale. Those notes dictate that half steps are called dissonances, and they sound absolutely wonderful. Let's take a little gander at one. Yes. So the circle of fifths, the whole reason why we say circle of fifths is we go in 5s. C, D, E, F, G. When we go to G, we've gone 5 notes away. Yeah, if we're in the key of C, we start with C generally. The whole idea behind understanding what a major or minor harmonic progression is, you could do anything you want. But chances are, if you follow a direct formula, you're going to get every rock song, every sonata, every piece of music that's ever been made within a percentage. The only people or individuals that quite literally go outside of this pocket are the people who are so famous that you already know why. Nirvana, Kurt Cobain, Frank Zappa, stuff like that. So when we're going around here, let me just show you, I'm not going to waste your time, but C goes to G, G goes to D, D goes to A goes to E goes to B goes to F sharp, and F sharp goes to C sharp. The reason being is that chromatic scale of 12 notes lets us go up 5 notes, but the whole truth is we are going 7 minor seconds, those little dissonances. C to C sharp, that's 1. C sharp to D, that's 2. D to D sharp, 3. D sharp to E, 4. There is no note between E and F and B to C. There will never be a note in between E and F in the Western world. It is a half step. Every one of these also is a whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. And then it resolves to the 8th. But I never write the 8th because there are not 8 notes. There are only 7 notes with a resolution for an octave. When we write it this way, we are looking at the keys that go through the circle of fifths. Oh, you know what? I forgot to put this on members only. I'm sorry, Mark. Do you mind people being here? I'm still getting used to how this thing works. The only members in here are Rachel, Mark. I guess everybody else. Just, if you dig it, become a member. Why not? $1.99, learn music theory, ask questions. Be awesome. All right, so when going through the process of the circle of fifths, don't let it be lost on you. This is also called the circle of fourths. When we go this way, C, D, E, F is 4 notes. These are a combination of going 4 notes, so the distances change. Between C and F, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minor seconds. So each time we go through here, we're going to be going through minor seconds. The next key we get after we go from F, we would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Meaning you would be falling on something called the minor seventh or the augmented sixth. By going through here, each one of our keys gets defined, and we just happen to have some keys down here which are called enharmonic equivalencies. So here's what we would do, Mark, to wrap up that concept. When we talk about the key of C, we are talking about a key that does not have any sharps and it does not have any flats. None of the chords that you will be picking from the key of C major will include a flat. Having said that, if we throw a shaka, C to A is my relative minor. You can take this circle of fifths when you start writing it and go A, E, B, F sharp. Oh, a little hyphen means minor too. C sharp. You could go through this whole thing and go down here and go, oh, G sharp, yeah. Each one of these, if this is G sharp for its relative minor, then this one must be G minor, D minor. When we go through the whole circle of fifths, what you find is each one of these is going to have a relative minor, which is the exact same key signature. Which is, it's sometimes a hard concept to see, but when we see this C sharp, D sharp, E sharp, F sharp, G sharp is my relative minor. Ta-da-da-da-da. When we do E double sharp, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B, C sharp, D sharp. So each time we do these, we get more inclined to know what these notes are and how to utilize them. Now, the last thing I want to do with the circle of fifths here is show you this. If we're in the key of C, this is the mechanism to know what the Ionian mode is. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, meaning 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We draw a box around the 1. The two notes to the side are the 4 and the 5, which are the other two majors. There are only 3 major triads or chords in the key of C major. One being the 1 chord, the next one being the 4 chord, and then we have the 5 chord. Each one of these represents a 1, 3, 5. The 1, 3, 5 is a major third. When we represent it as a minor third, you can hear the dissonance between, and it gives it somewhat of a melancholy or sad feeling. Hence, those aren't chords. Right on. Thanks, Mark. I'll make sure I put it on members only next time. My bad. And then when we do this next thing, off to the right, the next 3 are going to be your minors. So this is the 1, this is the 4, this is the 5, this is going to be the 2, this is going to be the 6, and then this is the 3. Leaving only the next one to be the diminished 7. When you change keys, this is how you would use the circle of fifths to tell you what are in that key. If we took this as being our tonic, we would have these two on the side. 1, 4, 5, 2, 6, 3, diminished. So in the key of D, you would go, oh, cool, there are 2 sharps. 1 sharp is C sharp, 1 sharp is F sharp. The other notes, D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D. You start visualizing those. I hope that makes sense. So here's where it gets really fun and interesting. I hope that we got a good grasp on this. I know it's a little bit chicken scratchy, and I know I talk a little bit fast, but the whole idea is if you could draw it from the beginning every day, or go on this channel, find the video that says draw the circle of fifths and draw it daily, I guarantee by that 10th, 15th day, you're going to be super proficient at seeing what chords go together. So there's something called the major harmonic progression and something called the minor harmonic progression. I think this is probably one of the most valuable tools I learned as far as doing music analyzation, and then as far as being able to start writing music today. So if we're taking this is our key. Sorry, my markers suck. Wonderful. Here we go. If we had a notation, we would have our 3, our 6, our 2, or our 4. We would have our 5 or our 7. And then we would have our 1. By writing this, what I'm establishing here is that each one of these follows suit, one right after another, in almost a direction. Now, this isn't always the case. But for most music, when we visualize it, the music itself generally follows this pattern. And it's very, very interesting that we follow this pattern, because sometimes you get our standard songs like Let It Be, or, what would be another great example? I guess any Beatles song. I guess any song that has form in it. When we do this, we can see that each one of these has purpose or form. So if we were to just highlight this and put chords apart of here and say, here's our three. The only other chord I want to talk about, which is the most important one besides every one up here, is the one that presides in between the 6 and the 7. This is the major 6 and major 7th. The chord that is derived from this position is called the flat 7. I've written it as a major because I like to use this B flat as a B flat major. And I write that one over here because this one is a great alternative that you can throw into here out of not your 7 chords, but now you have an 8th one, which builds a little bit more tension. It makes this whole thing feel like a dominant or have a Mixolydian feel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Cool. Oh, good. Yeah, the change in it's called sonority. When you have a 1, 3, 5, it's a major chord. When you flatten the median, you have a minor chord. Flatten that 5th again, you got a diminished chord. That builds tension. Unfortunately, a lot of people never learn the 4th chord, which is called an augmented. It's where we take those 3 tones and we raise the 5th. Gorgeous. I use this in tritone substitutions as a diminished substitute. So rather than playing like, I'll do a, builds a little tension, but it's not exactly as pure. Meow, 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 meow. So if we were to write a song, Mark, do me a favor, throw a chord out there, any one of these. And when we do it, you can even name them as their Roman numerals. You don't have to say F now. You can just say the 4 chord, because I know we're in the key of C. The 4 chord in the key of C will always be F, unless we have a minor 4, and it would be represented like this. We would just simply be changing the F, A, C to an F, A flat C. But again, that's not in there, so we're not going to worry about that. So yeah, throw out a chord, and let's see what we can do. And honestly, maybe I could just give a little representation of this rather than have us just write it directly out. But a good starting chord would be that 2 chord. So since you started with the 2, let's just make a little jazz idea. A common progression in jazz is called the 2, 5, 1. This is what a lot of jazz, and also you'll hold that 1 for 2 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. In the key of C, it would sound like this. It has the feeling of our 2 chord, a D minor. And what we've just done is we've started our whole progression from here, gone from the 2 chord to the 5 chord. And it looks like that feels good. Of course it does. 2 to 5 and then to 1. And then we start over. So our whole progression does a loop like this. Now watch this. If we were to put a 6 chord right in front of our 2 and then go to the 5 and the 1, our 6 chord is an A minor. So if we had something along the lines of the D minor, G major, then C major, quick A minor, hear how that addition of the A minor, it just kind of fits. You don't even have to put it in there in chord form. You could simply put it in melody form. So if we were doing something that had like a the D and do the A minor. So being able to play around with these chords and not be completely stuck is a great idea. And Mark, since I know you're playing the ukulele and it is centered on the ukulele and this whole thing, since you are my member, I should play it on the uk for you. If in tune, close enough for music. When it's playing an F major, the relative minor of F is D minor. When playing a C major, the relative minor of C is A minor. And when playing a, what's our 5 chord? G major, the relative minor is E minor, but I'd behoove you, rather than playing the G major and then switching your fingers all the time, just try putting a pinky down. When you put a pinky down on the C, at the 4th fret, you achieve the E, and that just simply turns your G major, which has the D in the bass, now to have a B, D with an E in the bass. Hence, you're making an E minor in secondary fingering position without actually having to move a lot. This whole feeling would have our D minor, and then it would go to our 5 chord. And then it would go to the 1 chord. The rhythm pattern I'm doing is down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. You can even do a C7, which is otherwise known as an E diminished. There's that B flat we were just talking about from the key of C, which does not have that in there. It ends up making it the 5 dominant of another key. Just so happens that 5 dominant is F, and the relative minor of F is D minor, the 2. So by just playing a 2 chord, you are essentially saying that you have all the world to play that F and the D minor. E and G minor are the same. C and A minor are basically the same. The only chord you have which is different than all the other chords in here is that diminished. And believe it or not, the B diminished sounds like the G7. G7 on the ook is the B diminished. Does not matter how you play this chord, B diminished on a 4-string instrument will be that G7. You only have so many possibilities. Hope that makes sense. You don't need the dry erase board. For anybody who's watching this, if you have 5 minutes, a pencil and a piece of paper, that's what it does. It starts as random pieces of paper and then eventually amalgamates itself into being a music notebook. I look back at my music notebooks when I was younger and I'm amazed at how silly they are. Now my music notebooks are filled with doodles of music comprehension and theory and analysis. And what it's led to is just being able to understand a little bit more. So, Mark, I hope this kind of set a foundation. Our walk away from today is our progression is a jazz progression, and our jazz progression utilizes in the key of C a 2-5-1. We talked about seniority on chords being a major or a minor, major, minor. We also have a diminished. So whenever you talk about a key, I would say try to learn the 4 different types of cases for that. The chords today were the D major, D minor. When we have a D augmented, we would be raising that 5th. So this is a D major. The 5th in this case is going to be the A. So by raising it, you get this really kind of cool augmented. And what you'll notice after doing many hours on the ook, because there's only 4 strings, chords get renamed all the time. When you play this chord, this is also called a G flat augmented. So the whole purpose behind this is put a little time on the ukulele, ask questions, and have fun. I hope you had fun today. For all you others that are out there in TV land watching this, I forgot to put it on members only, but this is most definitely for members only. So the next time you see this, maybe subscribe, become a member. Other than that, when you subscribe and become a member, you're actually helping me and this channel thrive. And our whole total goal is to spread the beauty and the joy of music, and then eventually open up a music complex here on the island of Big Island, Hawaii. And, you know, maybe it could be a destination for musicians. Who knows? Other than that, thanks for being here today. Mark, it was good seeing you. Rachel, thanks for moderating. And for those of you who are lurking, thanks for stopping by. Hey, how's it?
Good, how are you?
I am good.
Good.
Just wrapping up a quick live stream.
Yeah, right on.
Do, do, do.